Go to sport right now. Let's talk sport. What's happening in the ever exciting world of sport? New things always happen. That's what we bring you in the morning. Updates in the morning. Then in the evening, we bring you some of the stories that will trend tomorrow right here on the cruise. That's what we do. That's how we represent. Let's do it. Let's go to sport. Welcome to sport.
From deep in out. It's a smashing ball, it's Martins!
Josie, your ball, the good ball.
And it's just out to the phone!
Sensational.
What a wonderful finish!
That is the most embarrassing own goal.
Oh, what a goal! That's something out of nothing! He struck it sweetly and doesn't ever score ordinary goals. They're all copybook stuff.
Okay, welcome to sports. This is the sports segment of the show. This beautiful evening, as always. My name is Pretty. You call me the finest. The nature's finest is here. Daniel Adeyemi, the sports here. I hope you're saying something tonight. Tonight is the night, right?
I don't know what people want to see, but good evening.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Good evening to them.
You're supposed to be saying something now. I mean, since you are here,
there's nothing to see.
What do you mean? There's nothing to see. Mohamed Sanusi was not hear you. He has said. We have positives.
If I sat down and I looked into the case, I said, even FIFA will not try it.
You see?
To come out and rule in support of what? It's either they will say, DR Congo, having maybe gone against the rules and everything of FIFA, removed from the competition. Not like they will now say, because DR Congo is not going, so Nigeria can come into the mix.
This is Nigeria.
Because they fielding eligible players against Nigeria, which they will still go. There's no time to actually look into the case.
You want to begin to underestimate your country. You don't know your country is big. The country is big. And when you're big, you're big.
No, that's not what we play out here. That's not what we play out. What we play out here is actually FIFA will actually need to be very careful with this kind of dicey situation because bulk of the allegations will take more than a quick, review to get out to check and be sure that all these allegations are actually okay. Because even if today FIFA ruling against DR Congo is not still the final say, they will still take it to the Court of Arbitration of Sport, where the case will now linger on and on and on. So FIFA will be in a corner now where they will be saying whatever we say now, DR Congo or Nigeria will still revolt against it. Who is better? In this case, who has a better stand in this case is DR Congo. If people come out and say, okay, we've looked at this and look at that, they can say DR Congo should go and pay some amount of money. Or they can say, so because of these ineligible players, the point has been removed, the game is now cancelled. You will not say Nigeria should come into the mix because the ineligible players were fielded, against Nigeria. For me, I just think it's just a way of just putting our hopes up for wrong reasons. We won't get anything from it, sincerely speaking.
That's what you think? We will not get anything from it? That's what Daniel Adeyemi is saying. But if it happens tomorrow morning, I'm sure people will come here and come and who is that Daniel?
No, there's nothing there's no start.
Okay, according to Mohamed Sanusi, where 6 ineligible players are enough for FIFA to sanction DR Congo and give Nigeria the nod. That's what Mohamed Sanusi is saying. But let's see how it goes. According to Daniel Adeyemi, there's no case in this one. And let's see what we end at the end of the day. All right? I just have to start on that note because a whole lot of Nigerians are waiting. Are you also waiting? Do you think there could be magic? There could be miracles? Let's have it on the cruise, the Facebook portal. Drop your comments there. We'll be taking them very shortly. Do you also believe there is a magic that could happen? Daniel Adeyemi believes there can never be a miracle in this instance. But some people believe there could be miracle. And Mohamed Sanusi is not one of them.
Football is on the field, not in court. Qualifications are obtained on the field, not in court. You are saying it's unfair for them to field ineligible players. Okay, were these players playing with 4 legs and 4 hands? So it's not a matter of how directly these guys affect the game and the outcome of the game. Eventually, it's 11 players. We've had enough. Come on. South Africa was one for us. FIFA came out, they removed the point, everybody in the group suffered for it. Everybody in Africa, every team suffered for that. So why are we now still pushing it further? Are we not tired of it by now? It's a shame on us. We should not be. So people, a lot of Nigerians all through the day just keep refreshing and refreshing their.
Yeah, they've been looking for what has happened. What has happened?
It's going to be here we go. Nothing is going to happen. FIFA is going to release it like a news that's not even important. They will just say they've looked into the case and this and this and this. The game will. DR Congo is going to World Cup. Should they go and win the intercontinental stage, they will be at the World Cup. The chances of Nigeria going to the World Cup is not only slim, it's not there at all. There are no chances there. I know some of the boys are picking up the idea as well. The likes of Iwobi and all of that are saying chances are still there. What chances? The chances was when the game was in penalty shootout and everybody welcome to play the penalties. That's why that was the chances. We blew our penalty, our chance when Simon Moses lost the penalty. So whichever one we are expecting from court is, let's put ourselves in DR Congo's shoe. Are we going to be feeling okay that somebody is taking the case to court that 4 of our players are ineligible, players that have been playing for us, they played all the games in the qualifying rounds. These players have played about 15 games for these countries. They played over 15 games for them. So it's only one game they play against Nigeria. So that means that people will now go back to all of the games they played that brought them to that playoff. Because others will argue that case too. That then people, if you are opening this case, don't open it for Nigeria alone. Open this case for all of the teams that these guys beat.
What Mohamed Sanusi is saying is that those players actually did not start the qualification.
How many players?
Because when they got 6 of them, Wan-Bissaka one of them. And of course, when
Wan-Bissaka did not play any of the qualification.
That it was when they got to the playoffs that these players came. That he did not. Majority of them.
Wan-Bissaka has been playing for
the majority of them
for how many years?
The majority of them, talking about the playoffs, Wan-Bissaka is one of the guys who are in the 6, but that majority of the guys didn't play the competition from the start. It was the playoffs, they now brought them on to come and play.
I don't know how Mr. Sanusi came up with all of this.
You think he doesn't have a case? He would have checked his records now. That's why he's the general secretary of NFL.
I think he's just trying to do something that will make him look like he's doing a job. He's doing his job, and Nigerians are, many of them are buying the false hope that he's giving us now. But the truth is, there's nothing there. Every clinical analysis, every angle.
How would we be buying false hopes since the beginning of this whole thing?
Exactly what I'm saying. By now, people will be saying, Nigeria, are you again?
False hope when they move 2 points from others.
You people again? What did you want? South Africa was
they
there.
South Africa. Eritrea matter.
What did you want? Did you guys want to practically push you to the World Cup? No. So for me, I feel it's about time we just let it rest.
Let it rest. That's what Daniel Adeyemi is saying. But let's see what happens. Let's see what FIFA will do. There's always, there could be a miracle. There's a song by Whitney Houston there. If you believe, there could be miracles. All right, quickly to female football now. The first leg of Nigeria versus Malawi game in the next qualification of the Falcon. I'm talking about Falconets after they defeated Senegal on Saturday in the 2026 FIFA Under 20 Women's World Cup qualification. The final round, because who wins this one goes straight to the World Cup. And the final first leg we hold in Nigeria between May 1st and May 3, 2026. And of course, Malawi will now host the second leg in Blantyre between May 8 and May 10, 2026. Of course, the Falconers defeated Senegal 3-1 on aggregate to reach the final qualifying round. Malawi thrashed Guinea-Bissau in the second. In the other fixture, 6-2 on aggregate to book a date with Nigerian side, which will now hold May 1, to 3 and the other week of it. The winner of the aggregate will qualify for the Under 20 Women World Cup, which will hold in Poland in September this year. So that is the way it is right about now for the female. They played narrow win 1-0 in Nigeria here, but they went on Saturday to beat Senegal at home 2-1.
Yeah, impressive one for the ladies. Impressive ones. They have actually proven that, unlike the guys, they know what it takes to go to the World Cup. They know what it takes to be at the global stage. It's not about permutations and calculations. You've got to be able to show that you're coming out of a continent through a worthy means. You defeat them home. You went away. You defeat them again. That's how to do it. It's not permutation with this one win, that one win. We see that with the male team too much. I don't know why many of us are buying it. Impressive job they've done. It's not easy place for them to go. Senegal, they've gone there, they pick up a point. The maximum point. So they are in a very comfortable place now. 1 or 2 more games and they're in the World Cup.
No, just one game of 2 legs.
That's how to do it.
That's how stars do. Okay, all right. Quickly, before we talk about a little bit of things in the NPFL, Super Eagles, in the morning, if you remember, I told you that Iran, as they penciled out Nigeria to be played in the build-up to their World Cup in the Americas. Right now, another country that is talking about playing Nigeria in a World Cup is Jordan, because they're also going to, of course, Super Eagles of Nigeria. They'll be taking on Super Eagles of Nigeria in an international friendly in Amman just next month. That's next month. Jordan will use the friendly as part of their preparations for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Look at the countries that are going to the World Cup.
That's how to do it.
Jordan, where
that's what we should be
using us now for.
Exactly, that's what we should be focusing on. On how to help Jordan. That we're using us as preparatory game to go to the World Cup. How to make them better. How to be a very good opponent for them. To make sure that we don't injure them. To make sure that we give them a game that when they go to the World Cup, they will say thanks to Nigeria that we had it as a test, a warm-up game, we were able to do better. Because sincerely speaking, I've had enough of all this. Jordan is going to the World Cup. Cape Verde is going to the World Cup. Nigeria, a nation of over 250 million people, is going to the World Cup trying to go through the court.
Jordan is not up to Ijebu.
Not up to Ijebu. Cape Verde is not up to Oyo, let alone the of Ibadan.
Cape Verde is not up to Akinyele.
So what are we talking about? And you want us to hear and be analyzing, if FIFA should look at the rule number 17 of the what rule. I see a lead analyst this morning, Putin Mozu. Say, if you look at this, what are you saying? So you are this good with analysis and you didn't put your energy since the opening game of the group stage. Because we shouldn't even be in the playoff in the first place. So we got to the playoffs, we got knocked out of it. You're now saying, drift people, go and check. The team that used before going into the game, didn't you see? So it's after the game. It's one of the lazy things we do, we don't talk about. Before the game, you didn't see it. It was after the game, you just start looking at, okay, go and look at this. I'm sure they are just exploring everything. There must be something in that thing. What can we, it's like politics in Nigeria. They will always find something to use against you. So should FIFA come out and say there is no case there? Will they still go forward and start pressing something else? Maybe start saying the referee that officiate that game, his wife is from Congo or something. I don't know. It's just shameful. Me, I don't want to be related.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, just as I said in the morning concerning the Iran friendly game, Nigeria's availability will also be depending on whatever FIFA's impending ruling happens to be, which Daniel doesn't want to hear. Anyway, Jordan will be making their maiden World Cup appearance this summer. Of course, they are drawn in a very difficult group. I don't know. Jordan will just be going there and go and see, because the group they are drawn, nothing can happen. They are drawn against holders, defending champions Argentina, Algeria, and Austria. So there's that one don't finish already. You just go there and for sightseeing and snap pictures with Lionel Messi and come back.
Never say never. If Atletico Madrid can beat Barcelona 4-0, anything can happen in football. I'm sorry, Barca fan. I'm not trying to get
Atletico Madrid, Barcelona.
I'm just saying football is football.
It's not today. Atletico Madrid.
We saw Saudi Arabia defeat Argentina in the World Cup opener last time out. So Jordan show, at least they have hopes that Nigeria that is still waiting for FIFA's verdict. Okay, let's have a short commercial break. Yes, let's take this break, commercial break. That's why we also will tell you, bring your goods and services here. It will blow. Yaga. Let's have a short commercial break and we'll be back for more right here. It is the sports cruise on the cruise show. Melody 100.7 FM with the finest alongside Daniel ADM. We'll be back.
Melody 100.7 FM Ibadan. Stay cool with Melody.
Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ You Fit Fly pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ Prophet Sam Ojo Baba Authority láti rìnrìn àjò mímọ́ lọ sí Israel àti Jordan.
Get ready for a life-changing experience, the holy pilgrimage to Israel and Jordan. Let's come together, walking where Jesus walked and witnessing the wonders of faith and history come alive.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ dé àwọn ibi alágbára tó ṣe pàtàkì ní Jordan bíi Mount Nebo, River Jordan, Petra àtàwọn ibòmíì tá ó ti gbàdúrà tá ó sì rí ẹ̀rí gbà.
Your package includes visa, return flight ticket, airport transfer, hotel accommodation, meals, tickets, tours, souvenirs, JP certificates, and travel insurance, all handled by You Fit Fly.
gbogbo ẹ̀ lówó tí ò ga jara lọ.
ọjọ́ kọkànlélógún sí ọjọ́ kejìdínlọ́gbọ̀n oṣù kẹta ọdún 2026 March 21st to March 28th 2026.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ pè 0817-506-8181 tàbí 0802-832-0429.
Visit www.youfitfly.com.
ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ rìnrìn àjò ẹ̀mí pẹ̀lú Prọfẹ̀sà Òjó àti You Fit Fly.
Melody FM 100.7.
That's right. Thank you very much for being there with us. Of course, you're still on the Sports Crew segment of the Crew Show right here with the fine Daniel Adeyemi. The Sports CI is still with me. All right, still basking in the euphoria of their 4-2 defeat of Warri Wolves in Abeokuta yesterday. Nuruddin Awerro, the technical advisor of Shooting Stars, says he's very, very happy and relieved now, having picked a win from their 3 games because they've not won in their last 2 games, with goals from Stephen Amos, Sadiq Ibrahim, Lucky Emmanuel, and Desmond Ojetefan. Shooting Stars were able to defeat Warri Wolves 4-2 in Abeokuta. I was asking a question in the morning, Daniel. I mean, it's been a long time. In fact, it was about 2 years ago that they scored these massive goals against Abia Warriors. I still remember they've not scored this number of goals. So if they could score that in Abeokuta, can't we just leave the Consalami and go to Abeokuta and be playing?
I think the situation on ground also serves as a very good motivation for them. You know, and I must credit the team, the management. I'm talking about the coach and then the member of staffs for making sure that they put them in the right frame of mind. You know, going away to play an home game, and the way they sort of turn it around, it shows that they really actually work on their mentality, so that the usual away team performance will not set in for them. Somehow they feel at home in Abeokuta right there, which is a very good one. It's a very good win for them, emphatic win, 4-2. But the most important thing, like we always say, is consistency in games like this, but not denying the fact that it's an impressive win for them. Let's hope that by the time they come back home and, you know, come back to their familiar territory, they will continue to do the same thing. It won't just be a one-time motivation based on the situation that, you know, that was on ground then that took them away from home. But impressive performance, 4-2. You know, it's not really much of a goal difference because eventually it's still 2 goals in terms of goals difference. If you consider 2 goals out of 4 you've scored, still 2 goals. But scoring 4 goals is a very big one, and I think the manager also would have taken some positive signs from that if it's not dependent on the fact that it's a motion of we not being on our home pitch. And now let's give it everything to ensure, you know, we get the best out of it. Because I always say there should be no special game in MPFL or in league games. That's how top managers handle their game. There is no big games. They just take every game so serious because it's not a one game off thing like cup competition. Every game is important. If you win against, you know, Kano Pillars today and then you lose against Barao FC tomorrow, doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
That big win against Kano Pillars, it doesn't make any sense again when you lose to Barao FC. So impressive win for them. They just have to make sure that it's a consistent something and it's not dependent on whether they are home or away.
Well, still in the NPFL, having moved to second position on the log, courtesy of their win against Wiki Tourists in Enugu yesterday, where they defeated them 2-0. And of course, the technical advisor of Rangers, Fidelis Ilechukwu, is saying that a team that will win the NPFL this season will be a team with strong mentality and ability. That's the team that will win. Of course, Rangers have lost once in their last 7 NPFL matches. And Ilechukwu is saying he's optimistic his side can challenge for the title, but he's not saying they are the ones that win. He's saying a team with strong will and mentality. I mean, is he trying not to call out his club side name? Because having lost once in 7 games, is that not enough mentality and winning spirit?
I think that's what he's trying to say. It's actually the right time for him to boast, but indirectly he's not sure of the way he's boasting because he knows that he can't be sure of whatever the team is enjoying. You know, when you are not able to come out and say things in plain language, you're scared. If you find yourself to be like in pole position to challenge for the league, just spill it. Enough of saying the team that will win the league. Every team in the league can suddenly get that mentality and be brave and all of that. But they are in very good position. 1 defeat in 7 games is very good for them. But at the end of the day, we know the MPFL is not a league of too much of mentality and all of that. It's just a league of who's in the best spirit for the year or for most of the year. I've not seen a tough mentality in the MPFL. That's why we hardly see a defending champion come back to do it or even challenge the following season. If you talk about mentality, talk about strength and all of these things, I don't see much of that in the MPFL. Rather, what I see is good spirit, vibe for a run of games. So if you are a team that is enjoying a vibe or certain spirit for like 10-15 games, you can build up points that suddenly put you in a comfortable position and you start feeling like, okay, because that's what I see with Remo Stars last season. They had some party going on with them, everywhere they go to, they pick up troubles, they pick up points away and they point here and there, and then suddenly it feels like everyone in the PFL liked what they were doing. Yeah. They even came to IBADAN, and then it was more like a fight at the end of the game, and everybody was like, because they are favorite to win the league, everybody don't want them to win the league. So they were enjoying some sort of things. So it's not so much about mentality, because if it was mentality, where is the mentality of Rivers United? There's no mentality for me. That kind of mentality that he's talking about that wins the league is not in the MPFL. Okay. You have only lost one game in 7. You've only lost one in 7 games, and you want to be talking as if it's 17 games. You should calm down. You should go and see how it's done.
Okay, this is MPFL. If you go straight 5 games without losing, it's an achievement.
And it's not a mentality.
You cop
and it's not a mentality kind of thing. Yeah. It's one of the things you do when you are enjoying some things. Like some things is just.
You are talking like EPL. You are talking MPFL. No. MPFL. If you go 4 games without losing, you are supposed to call Shupa to come and sing.
Well, that's how MPFL is designed.
That is MPFL for you. Okay, all right. Let's begin to move away from here now, and UEFA Champions League playoffs is on our faces tomorrow, and one man that is chasing history. He's chasing history in Nigeria. He's going to be taking over from Rashidi Yekini as the highest goal scorer in the history of Nigeria. Of course, he's also chasing history in Galatasaray right now, because I can confirm to you that tomorrow is a D-Day for him, because he can become Galatasaray's highest goal scorer in a single UEFA Champions League campaign if he scores more goals tomorrow, of course, against Juventus in their playoff tie. Osimhen has scored 6 goals in 6 outings this competition, and for Galatasaray, he's also scored 8 goals from 9 games during the he's chasing. He has 2 goals left now to meet the guy who has the record. His name is Barak Yilmaz, who scored 8 goals from 9 games during the 2012-2013 season. It's been a long time. Of course, also in the league, Osimhen has scored 9 goals in 16 league appearances. Of course, so is he on the? Can he do it? As a question everyone is asking. Osimhen against Juventus.
Osimhen at the moment is actually not among the top 5 African players doing great in Europe. He's not among them. He's still struggling, maybe with injury, or I don't know why the second stint with Galatasaray is not panning out the way we expect, because his brother is at the top of the Turkish league goal scoring ranking with 16 goals. That's Paulo Nacho. So he's still there with 9 goals, and of course the Champions League is going to be a very important game for him tomorrow when he meets Juventus. But it's not so much about his individual record. If he's chasing that, then he will be putting the team at risk. The team just wants to get to the next round of the Champions League, it's playoffs, and there is no time to actually look at who is scoring the goals tomorrow. But Barak Yilmaz was a fantastic player when he was in Galatasaray as well, and to have Victor Osimhen right behind him shows that Victor also is doing some very great thing in Champions League for Galatasaray. He's a very fine striker to have, on their side. The fact that Victor Osimhen is there for them, maybe that's a plus for them against Juventus tomorrow, but I don't see them as favorite to win the game tomorrow. Okay,
you don't see them to win as favorite. Anyway, Sadiq, after a long time goal drought, he scored a goal against Levante at the weekend, and his name has started popping up again. Sadiq, I remember when they were saying invite this guy, and when he invited him to the Super Eagles, Shuke, he couldn't do anything.
Sadiq Omar,
Sadiq Omar, you remember him, right?
Yes, very tall.
Tall one.
Yes, fantastic player. I think he had a very great time when he first got to La Liga. He was scoring goals with a couple of La Liga teams he went to, but then he had an injury that affect his fitness a bit, and that can be very dangerous for some of the players. Injuries.
When he was playing for Real Sociedad. Now he's with Valencia.
Valencia, I mean, top team he's been, but not Valencia that we used to know. He scored his first goal yesterday. I saw him and I'm like, you still play football. But that's one of the things that happens to you when you're in the top 5 league.
You still asking if he's playing football.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember when we were looking for teams that would go to, players that would go to the Nations Cup. Exactly. He didn't even make any list at all. So it goes to show that somehow he was forgotten. It's good. One goal he scored alone, and he made the headline. That's what we always talk about.
Well, you have always said it. That when you are playing
Lukman Ademola will always steal the show. If he scores a goal and Osimhen scores a trick, Lukman will always be the one everybody will put in front of him.
But he beat his team like peace.
The last memory everybody has of Lukman is the fantastic display against Barcelona, and the one he's going to be having this in the next few days. So for me, I think it's a very good one for Sadiq Omar. Let's hope that it won't be once in a lifetime thing, and maybe this will be a beginning, a new beginning for his career. Maybe he can be rejuvenated and, of course, come back to the limelight.
Okay, and where the Manchester United co-owner Ratcliffe is still in the news for the wrong reason for his immigration comment. Some people have said, Baba, face what you are supposed to be facing, not leave immigration to government. Because some of the comments he made, we talked about that last week. But the issue is like becoming a stain on him now. People don't, the stain doesn't want to leave him alone. He's like white, and the stain has gone the white.
Definitely, immigration is one thing that those people, there's a way they take it right there, because it's not so much about immigrants coming into the country, but illegal, undocumented immigrants. For them, they feel like that's where the problem lies in their country. We have all these insecurity issues we have in Nigeria today because we don't even have any immigrants or anything. Everywhere leads to Nigeria. Anywhere you enter. Nobody is documented. Even most of the people born in Nigeria are not documented.
Exactly.
So they are very critical about documentations. They don't have problem with people coming into the country. They just want you to come through the proper means. People still migrating, left, right, and center to all those countries we're talking about. But when people come through means that are not legal and they are not documented, these are people that are free to carry out all sorts of crimes. So it's one of the reasons why when a man of his caliber goes out there and just puts mouth, to them it's like it's like you putting your mouth into something in an uneducated way. You should know better. If you're going to comment on something like that, you should have a better way of saying it than just saying it out of the place of pain and all of that. So all the bashing he's getting, he deserves it. At least one thing he can take, he can console himself with now is that Man United is doing well. So maybe that's the brighter side of Manchester for now. Okay, all right. Yeah, Jose Mourinho have been talking. In case you're wondering why is Jose Mourinho in the news, yes, they are playing Real Madrid tomorrow. Of course, he's been talking. Remember, they defeated Real Madrid in that miraculous by goalkeeper. Scoring the goal. So Jose Mourinho says Real Madrid will be wounded. Very, very wounded when they meet at the Stadio de Luz tomorrow, and he's saying his boys need to watch a wounded lion coming to Portugal to come and play them. He also said one thing. He says in the history of Real Madrid, he's one of the few coaches who left Real Madrid without being sacked. There are many coaches who left Real Madrid were sacked, but he was not sacked. He said the day he left, the president told him he's done the difficult thing. And now comes the easy thing, according to him. He's been saying so many things. Says can he survive Real Madrid? Jose Mourinho is definitely my favorite manager. I don't see anyone come close to him, in my own opinion. Very tough manager. But some of the things, when the man wants to talk. But about this game between Real Madrid and Benfica, there is no match there. It's just a game. No match, right? It's no match. Match is when you're going head to head with your rival or someone that is of your. Okay. There are no mates. So what happened the other time? In fact, as better is actually one thing that will now make Madrid to go to them as devouring them. So there is no fight. There is no battle there. Madrid will go there. They will defeat them. So might not be with too many goals. You think Madrid can devour these guys? There is no way. Mourinho will talk all this talk he wants to talk. But one thing I know is that the Madrid players are like, whatever that was that happened the last time out, they put us. Because they are the one who put them in that playoff state now. Yeah, they are now. They were in third. Yes. It was that defeat that took them to ninth. So they will not be like, whatever. That's why he's saying they are wounded lions. It's just for Madrid, it's about time to right their wrongs. For Benfica, I don't know what they are trying to do. Should they win? Are they trying to go to the Champions League quarterfinals, or what are they trying to do? There is no vision there. So the best thing for them is to just, put up a very good show for their own fans, but eventually Real Madrid will score a lot of goals. They will beat them.
Okay, score a lot of goals, they'll beat them. That's what Sports CI is saying. Okay, let's go to the La Liga. People are still talking about how lowly rated Rayo Vallecano defeated the almighty Atletico. I call them almighty because they are supposed to be almighty.
They are almighty.
After Real Madrid and Barcelona, the next should be Atletico Madrid.
Definitely.
But they were beating like criminals. I mean, I was looking at Ademola Lookman looking lost in that game.
Yeah.
3-0. That was too massive for.
It was the manager's fault. He was trying to rest players.
It's always his fault.
Bulk of these players
he was planning for Champions League.
For the Barcelona second leg, and he's right to plan
for Barcelona second leg.
Yes, it's right to plan for that because Barcelona feels like there's a comeback for them. But I always
say come back from 4-0.
4-0. There is no, there is this saying that football, forget about it.
Yeah.
We saw
against this guy that knows how to play defense.
We saw how Madrid were also like that when Arsenal defeated them in the Champions League last season, and they made to post video on their website. They've done it before
to make Arsenal to see that look
to intimidate them.
I'm telling you,
it's in football. Some things in the modern football that we are now, some things are not possible. It's not possible. Yes, they have lost that game against I can't remember the team again. Very painful game. They didn't expect Vallecano. They didn't expect that as well. They were hoping for maybe let's play a draw until the second half. But the same thing that happened to Barcelona also happened to them. But they didn't lose by 4-0. They lose by 3-0. To me, as far as I'm concerned, they know they are not going to win La Liga. That one they know. Atletico Madrid know that we can't win La Liga. But you see, if we get to the final of this Copa del Rey, we are going to play Real Madrid. And Real Madrid will know how to play. They know how to frustrate. So that win against Barcelona for them is a big win. In fact, it's the win of the season for them. And when they will go to Camp Nou or whatever Barcelona take them to, the best result Barcelona will get is a victory by margin, not 4-1, 4-2. To win, Barcelona will need to score 5 goals.
Most definitely.
If they don't know,
score 4 goals.
So they will open their own. Even if the referee intervene. Let's forget, but painful one shouldn't happen. And it's the people I fear for really. What I always say, people who gamble with football are the ones I always.
How do people have mind? How do some people have
mind? How do you do that? Because Barcelona lost 4-0. You have not come out of that shock, and you now went to Madrid to defeat Barcelona 4-0. Should be able to defeat Vallecano by at least, and then they will put their funds again into that, and that will happen, and they will still want to put it on some other games. Like, when did you want to understand that this thing is actually not making sense? Because there's no any mathematics, there's no any analysis that anybody wants to give that will result into